Ah yes, Gossip Girl, the voice behind all the drama, the person who turned texting into a weapon and ruined lives with just one post. The slightly sociopathic narrator who tormented Manhattan's elite with the energy of a bored teenager and the access of the NSA. And in the end, surprise! It was Dan Humphrey. You know, that guy who spent 6 seasons pretending to be above all the drama, while secretly running a digital burn book on his friends? Cute. But let's be honest, he should not have been Gossip Girl. So today we're diving into who actually deserved the title. And spoiler, it's not Lonely Boy. Let's just get this out of the way. Dan Humphrey being Gossip Girl is like finding out your dog has been secretly filing your taxes. Technically possible? Sure. Emotionally scarring? Absolutely. This man exposed his sister's sex life, sabotaged his own relationships, and then acted confused when people didn't trust him. Sir, you are the drama. You didn't just write the tea, you steeped it, poured it, and threw it in people's faces, all while pretending you were too Brooklyn to care. Also, let's be real. Dan had all the tech savvy of a boomer trying to update Facebook. He's not coding anonymous gossip blasts while brooding in a loft. I don't buy it. Nobody does. Now let's talk Blair. She had the brains, the style, and most importantly, the grudge-holding capacity of a Greek goddess. Blair Waldorf doesn't just serve revenge, she plates it with caviar and a passive-aggressive bow. Her being Gossip Girl would have made sense. She was already running surveillance on half of Manhattan, had minions reporting back like trained pigeons, and truly enjoyed chaos as long as it wore Chanel. Plus, if anyone could write a post with just the right amount of emotional damage and poetic flair, it's her. Blair was Gossip Girl in spirit. But sadly, she was too busy dealing with existential crises and Chuck Bass's emotional unavailability. Now hear me out. Dorota, loyal maid by day, emotional support therapist by night, secret blogging mastermind at all times, she literally had access to everything. Private conversations, whispered betrayals, Chuck's various breakdowns. The woman could have built an empire from the gossip she overheard while folding socks. Plus, it would have been the ultimate plot twist. Sweet little Dorota, casually sipping tea while detonating Upper East Side relationships one post at a time. Iconic, Emmy-worthy, I would have clapped. Georgina Sparks was made to be Gossip Girl. She's got the messy energy, the unpredictability, the unhinged phone calls. Honestly, she radiated "I'm spying on you" through a burner account energy from day one. Also, she thrived on chaos like it was oxygen. Her being Gossip Girl would have felt so right, like a crime, but make it couture. She had the ruthlessness, the fashion, and zero shame. If she were Gossip Girl, the show could have ended with a bang, a mic drop, and a subpoena. Jenny had that classic outsider-turned-tyrant arc. From doe-eyed freshman to eyeliner-heavy dictator of Constance, she spiraled faster than you could say headband hierarchy. She wanted power. She wanted respect. She wanted to destroy Blair and become her at the same time. Basically, she was 2 bad days away from creating a blog of revenge anyway. And while she didn't have the subtlety of Gossip Girl, girl once wore raccoon eyes to brunch, she had motive. And maybe a burner phone or two. This man watched everyone spiral while calmly sipping tea and reading actual books. Eric was smart, sweet, and severely underused, which is exactly why he being Gossip Girl would have been a stroke of genius. Nobody suspected him. He was always there, always listening. Plus, it would have been revenge for being sidelined all 6 seasons. He could have dropped one final post with the words, "You should have paid more attention. XOXO, the one you ignored." Chills, literal chills. Also, here's a little fun fact. Eric Woodsen was actually supposed to be Gossip Girl. Yep, the sweet, quiet, emotionally mature guy in the corner. That was the original plan. The writers were setting it all up, dropping little clues, making it make sense, until a newspaper article guessed it. And instead of leaning in, the creators were like, "Oops, you caught us," and rewrote the ending like it was due the next day. So instead of a satisfying twist, we got Dan Humphrey, Gossip Girl by default. Tragic. Look, Dan Humphrey being Gossip Girl felt like the writers spun a wheel labeled "Who's Left" and called it a day. But if we had to pick a real winner, it's Blair. She had the brains, the reach, the fashion sense, and the petty energy required to run a gossip empire. But if we're going full chaos, give it to Dorota or Georgina. Or honestly, just anyone but the man who Googled how to act mysterious and built a personality around it. So, who do you think should have been Gossip Girl? Drop your favorite alternate theories in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and never trust a boy who says he's not like the others. He probably runs a blog about you. XOXO, not Dan Humphrey.